Hello, Year 2 students. My name is Ella and I'm your teacher today. Let's get moving. This is quite an exciting lesson we have planned for you. What do we need? We need our learning book. We need our hundreds and tens. We call these MAB blocks, but remember we made our hundreds, we made our tens, and we made our ones. And we'll need those today because remember when we make it, draw it and write it. And we need our trusty old pack of cards, okay? Because we will be using those later in the lesson. Now, last lesson, as a recap, we talked about our doubles and we worked out that they are pretty important when we look at adding doubles and adding near doubles, okay? And we were pretty good at that, and I hope you enjoyed playing your flipper game of doubles. Okay, we are getting better each and every time. So today's lesson we're going to start with a number talk, and it's a little bit more unusual because we're looking at this wonderful pattern that we can see before us, which is if I know my ones, I will know my tens and I will know my hundreds. So if I know that 6 and 2 is 8, I should be able to see that 6 and 2 is a 60 and a 20 will make 8. And I should be able to see my 6 and 2 here, but they're in the hundreds. 600 and 200 make 800. Let's have a look at the model I have for you so we can see what it really looks like. So when we talk about our number talks, we are talking about this pattern here. 6 ones, 2 ones makes 8 ones. And 6 tens and 2 tens makes 8 tens. 60 plus 20 equals 80. Can you see the pattern? It continues. Let's have a look. 6 hundreds plus 2 hundreds makes 8 hundreds. And the pattern we're using is we know that 6 and 2 make 8. So let's have a quick look at another one on our number talk. If I know that 3 and 5 makes 8, then I can use this pattern and write, what's the next number in my tens? It will be 30 plus 50 will make 80. Can we see the pattern? What comes next? 300 plus 500 equals 800. So we have a pattern that we can use when we're looking at larger numbers, which is great because today we're going to be using 2 digits by 2 digit numbers. So they're larger numbers than what we've been using this week. All right, are we warmed up? Are we ready? Here we go. Today's learning intention is to learn to partition numbers to solve addition problems. And we'll know that we can do this when we partition one number into tens and ones and then add it to the other. Let's get to our learning. We've got 2 number sentences here that we're going to use to make and draw and write in our learning books. So the first numbers we're going to make are 31 and 23. With my tens, I'm going to make 31 and I'm going to make 23 on the other side. 31 and 23. It looks like this. And what we're going to do today is partition one of these numbers. We're going to use the smaller number into tens and ones. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my 2 tens to my first number. Okay, I'll bring them over here to make 51. I still have my 3s here. Let's write this down. So I have 31 plus, now remember I've moved this into 20 and a 3, plus 20 equals 51. So I've added my tens to my first number, just like I've done here. Now, what have I got left? I've got my ones. Here they are. So now I'm going to add my 3 ones to our number. And I can see what I've got. I've got 50 and a 4. So let's add that. 51, add 3. I do have the fabulous number 54. Well done. We partitioned one number into groups of tens and ones and brought them across to the larger number. Let's try again. What numbers do we have now? We've got the number 45 and we've got the number 22. 45. Let's make 45 first. That's 4 tens, 40, and 5 ones, 45. It's our first number, and we're adding it to 22. 22 looks like 2 tens and 2 ones. Now, which number are we going to break apart? We're going to break apart the smaller number. All right, so here we go. That must be the smaller number, 22. And the first thing I'm going to do is partition it into 2 tens. 2 tens are 20, and I'm going to bring them over here. What does that look like? It looks like this. I've broken them into 20 and 2 partitioned, and I'm going to bring them over to the bigger number. So I've got 45, and I'm going to add 20 first. I've done that here, so I can see I've got 65. And now I'm going to bring my ones over to complete my number sentence. So I have 6 tens and 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7 plus 2, 65 plus 2 will give me 67. So I've been able to partition the smaller number and bring the tens over and bring the ones over. All right, and let's keep practicing. Okay, let's try one more before I get you started on some of your own maths sentences. So let's try 33, and we're going to add 5 tens, and 3 ones. Here is our last example. So let's think about this carefully. We're going to use the smaller number to partition because it's the most efficient. So let's have a think about that. It's the quickest way to get there. So here's my lovely number 53. I'm going to bring over my tens first. So now my number is 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 tens. Now my number is 83. And I'm now going to bring over my ones. Here they go. Right. So my total is 86. My answer is 86. Remember, I partition my smaller number into tens and ones, and then I bring over the tens, and then I bring over the ones. And that is an efficient addition strategy that we are learning to master today. Okay, let's think about what your doing task might be. Here is our doing task. Here are 5 glorious sums for you to pop into your learning book. And remember, we need to find the smallest number to partition into tens and ones and bring them over to the larger number to make that efficient addition sentence and strategy. Okay, so 5 sums to pop into your learning book. Show your learning, show how you are doing that as you work towards this. And you also might like to use might like to make it first. Often making it helps you visualize what it is, and it helps you reason with your answer. Okay, so press pause and enjoy your learning. Well done. Let's reflect quickly. This is what we learnt today. We have a smaller number and a larger number to add together. And what we did was we found the smaller number and we partitioned that into tens and ones and brought over the tens and brought over the ones to help us find the answer to that addition sentence. So well done, great practicing. Got a little bit more for you to do, which is your takeaway task. So let's have a quick look at what that looks like. I have made a quick game board. You can see how easy it is. It's another us versus them game. And what we're doing is we are learning to recognise which is the smaller 2-digit number, which was part of our learning today. So with your pack of cards, I think you need to take out the tens and the picture cards and the jokers, because we won't need those today. So we'll put them to the side, but we'll use the full deck here to make some 2-digit numbers. Okay, let's have a look. 5 and 6. A 5 and a 6, 56. And a 7 and a 9 is 79. Now the game is, which is the larger number? And I think you can see, if I look at my tens here, that I have a 5 and a 7, so I can see that 50 something and 70 something, my 79 will be the larger number. So we recognise that, and guess what happens? The larger number comes along and takes over the smaller number. So at the moment, them is winning. Let's play again. 88 and 97. Which is the larger number? Look at the tens. We can see, and we could make this number if we weren't sure. Look at the tens. Yes, I can see 97 is larger than 88. And once again, the bigger number comes along and takes the smaller number. Us, 55. Them, 61. Which is the larger number? That's right. 61. Them wins again. Let's see how we go here. My goodness me, another win for them. The game finishes when all the cards are dealt and you can see which is the larger pack. The larger pack will be the winner, and you can see from now them looks like they're probably going to win, but we'll keep playing and see how we go. So enjoy the game of us versus them, which is the bigger 2-digit number. And I will see you next lesson. Goodbye.